Today we're going to be doing intermediate. I'm going to show you traditional grip and I'm going to show you. This is Clayton Skinner. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Beat. Hi, this is Clayton Skinner. Welcome to the intermediate video for 16th Notes on Snare. In this episode, I'm going to give you a few examples of a little bit more difficult beats that you could play while applying 16th notes to your snare. So basically what we're going to be doing in this video is we're going to be adding bass drum. Now a lot of these exercises are going to be modeled after the same grooves that we used in the 8th note drum groove video. What we're going to do is we're just going to be placing 16th note snare drums between certain points, and it's going to be the same points that we used in the 16th note snare drum video. It's really important before you continue that you understand and have mastered the first video of 16th notes on snare drum. If you haven't, I would recommend that you actually go back and continue with that, because this stuff can get kind of tricky. The first two beats on the PDF are very similar to the second beat in the 8th note grooves, where you have the bass drum on 1, 3, and. The snare drum on all of these will be on 2 and 4. So the first beat, we have a 16th note hit on the A of 2. So it goes kind of like this. So beat number 2, like number 1, has the bass drum on 1, 3, and. Now in this one, the snare drum falls on the E of 3. So it's kind of like 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. Numbers 3 and 4 are modeled after beat 3 from the 8th note grooves, where the bass drum is on 1, the end of 2, and 3. The snare drum on both will remain on 2 and 4. Now the 16th note on the snare drum for number 3 falls on the A of 2. So it's like 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and. On number 4, the 16th notes, there's 2 of them this time. It falls on the A of 2 in the E of 3. 1 and 2 and a 3 E and 4 and. Number 5 is modeled after number 4 from the 8th note drum groove video, where you have the bass drum on 1 and then 3 and. Now, the 16th notes on the snare you have on the A of 2 and the E of 3. 1 and 2 and A, 3, E and 4 and. Number 6 is modeled after beat 5 from the 8th note drum groove pattern. You have the bass drum on 1, the and of 2, 3, and then the and of 4. Now the 16th notes in these ones can get a little bit tricky because I left one out. You have it on the E of 1, the A of 2, the E of 3, and then that's it. It doesn't repeat the same way. So it's like this. 1 E and 2 and a 3 E and 4 and 1 E and 2 and a 3 E and 4 and. Number 7 and 8's bass drum patterns are modeled after number 6 from the 8th note PDF. The bass drums fall on 1, the and of 2, and the and of 3. For number 7, the 16th note is on the A of 2. So it goes 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and. Number 8, it falls on the E of 3. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. Beat number 9's bass drum pattern is modeled after number 7 from the 8th note PDF. You have the bass drum on 1 and, the and of 2, and the and of 3. Now the 16th note on this one falls on the A of 2 and the E of 3. This one's a kind of a technical one, so you may want to give it a little while and keep trying it until you get it right. It's important to remember that I'm using the bass drum patterns from the 8th Note drum groove video, along with the snare drum patterns from the 16th Notes on Snare. When you're comfortable with all these, I want you to try to come up with your own patterns by putting those two together. I gave you a few examples here, but that's not all of them. Believe me, there's a lot more where this came from. Here's something else you can work on. The next time you're listening to your favorite song or your favorite band, really listen to what the drummer's doing. Oftentimes, you can learn quite a lot by watching or listening to other people. Remember, inspiration can come from anywhere. So that's it for this episode. Make sure you check out our advanced video for 16th Notes on Snare drum. And on that note, I'll see you next time.